why I'm so sanguine about this economy? Look at the transports, the companies that represent the beating heart of American commerce. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about the raging bull market in the railroad stocks, but it's not just the rails. Even the airlines are surging here, especially United Continental. Despite the rising cost of jet fuel, this stock has been a juggernaut. It's up 25% over the last 3 months, as the company's been able to deliver some terrific numbers. How do they do it? Some of it's the bullish backdrop, but it's also the company itself. As United Continental's been doing a lot of things right, like embracing Salesforce.com's technology to make itself a more efficient operator, among many other things. Don't take it from me. Let's check in with Oscar Munoz. He's the CEO of United Continental Holdings to learn more about his company's prospects. And Oscar, welcome back to the show. Good to see you.
Nice to have you.
All right, this is something you told me, you promised when you came in. You said, we're going to get the planes running on time, we're going to improve efficiency, going to change your reputation. It all paid off in actual earnings per share, didn't it?
It sure did. You know, it's as you know, we've known each other for a long time, and we did this at another company. It's the same concept. What you have to find what the secret sauce is. What is it that you're trying to fix? In the rails, it was about too much capacity and pricing and getting the pricing up. But always underpinning all of that is your people and the service that you provide to folks. And then with that, you build a great team, find the right focus. For us at United, as we talked about before, it's about the uniquely United necessity to grow. And we just hadn't grown for so long period of time. It's always a top line business. And so that plus our improving customer service has really been a catalyst for where we are today.
Now, you have not been hurt, even though I'm sure, but look, your president, Scott Kirby, said fuel prices can have the same impact as a downturn, but your stock's been flying in the face of higher fuel costs. How's that possible?
Well, I'll tell you, and we're marching towards being able to recapture a lot of the fuel costs that we've increased. Part of that is, as you mentioned earlier, the burgeoning economy, but it's also been our ability to grow in the markets, provide product and services that your customers want, and then efficiency. I've got 90,000 people that are all about being efficient and caring when it comes to taking care of our customers.
Now, at the same time, you've had benefited from some things. There's a recent hike in baggage. That's necessary. That's something that consumers may not want, but it's important for profitability or service improvement?
It's important to reinvest in the business.
Okay.
I think it's one of the things about this industry that people, our customers, don't always understand. All that money that we're getting back is being piled back into the business. You've been around for a while. Right. You've seen where airlines have gone bankrupt. You've seen the poor product and the poor service, and for God's sake, poor safety in some cases. We're not about that. We pile that money back into the business for the right things.
Now, one of the things that has kind of been, it's very counterintuitive. We have all these trade issues, but I understand that the Pacific area has been really growing for you. And how can you explain that versus what we hear in the papers?
We have a really smart group of people that know where they you know, it's like you got to fish where the fish are, and they're just constant fishermen, to use that silly analogy. And you know, we just fly everywhere in the world. We have contacts, we have relationships, and we always understand when something's moving nicely, and that's where we go.
I'm always concerned that there's going to be too much capacity coming on, and that's going to make you have fare wars. It seems like it's steady right now, though.
Well, that was the concern. You were coming off a stage, I was coming onto the stage, and I think that was the concern in January. And I think what we kept telling folks, it's just not about the capacity, but we also gave EPS growth for the next 3 years, and it's a balance. It's just not about growth, it's about our earnings. In all the years I've been following the airline industry, bought my first airline stock in 1982, I've got to tell you, I've never seen balance sheets like this. Here's some statistic that jumped out at me. In 2015, you had 376 million shares. 2018, 275 million. I mean, you guys are lucrative. It's not like the old days, is it? We're a real business, maybe.
Right.
No, listen, across the industry, balance sheet strength has been great. We've brought debt down. We're providing sort of a lot of returns to investors with capital. But we're always mindful of the history, and we always keep a nice balance of cash, because at some point in time, anything can happen. I gotten used to, candidly, United Continental labor issues. I don't hear that anymore. I know nothing just goes away. No, listen, I think one of the first things I did was to regain the trust of our employees, which is why we're here at Salesforce. Trust is the underpinning of a lot of things that we do, and that doesn't compute, as you know, on spreadsheets, but it's such an important part and foundation for everything we've been able to do. And so we've built a connection and engagement level that's built on trust with our frontline employees, and we continue to move forward. It's never ever an ending project with keeping them engaged and motivated, but we're doing a good job at that.
I know that you have numbers in this. I'm just trying to figure it out. Does it matter? Let's say some people say, oh, geez, on time, not on time. There's no competition. But I think people can choose Continental versus another carrier, right, at various times. And if you do better, you get planes on time more, they will switch to you.
Listen, we're United, and of all the customer service engagements and all the rhetoric, all the information that comes back and forth, being on time getting me where you told me you'd get me on time is still one of the more crucial things. After that, your seat, your coffee, your cookie, all comes after that, but on time. And the next thing, that's the next big thing we're really working on, is we want to make you as our customer feel good about flying us. And so our customer centricity, our customer properties are something we really want to sort of engage in. We're going to do all sorts of great things next year. You will hear from us next year, literally every week, a drumbeat of constant customer-oriented engagements that we're doing, that we're rolling out across the system. I can tell you that they're almost weekly because we have them all planned, from digital space to product offerings to just new announcements, new routes. We're really excited about the next year.
Now, I get the technology upgrades. I get the update on my the text. We're out here to talk about customer relations management. Now, you're going to be giving a keynote address. What are some of the things that you can just tell us? Give us a little insight about what you're doing with these new platforms, because if you just if you didn't have any customer relations technology, I guess you would just have to fall behind personnel.
No, listen, it's such a digital world.
Right,
we need to de-stress the travel lifestyle. And how do we keep you informed? How do we keep you focused and directed when something goes wrong? But more importantly, before you even leave your house, you know your flight's on time, you know where you're headed. So there's a whole host of communicative issues, and then backdoors, things you don't see. We're untethering our folks from their work and being able to be out in front and really focus. So we'll be making a lot of those announcements over the course of next year. We're really excited.
Atlantic seems very strong, right? That continues to be a lucrative place for United Continental to make some money.
No, see, around the world, for us, other than Latin America, which has been a little soft, it's been just a great market. The economy's been running great. We're flying a lot more places. We're in San Francisco, this beautiful backdrop that you have here. It's one of our great portal cities. We usually go east, we usually go to Far East. We've started so many new flights from here to Europe, to Tel Aviv, to all the different places on that side of the world. And it's kind of exciting to be able to have enough level of money that we can reinvest and provide this service to our customers.
Last question. Did you ever think it would be like this? I mean, when you came in, I have to tell you, I mean, that stock in the 60s, you had that terrible videotape, obviously not your fault, could have happened to anybody. But did you ever think that you could be flush, running an on-time airline, and getting so the customers are back?
You know what, it's easy to say in these times where, I never had a doubt, but you know what, you've watched this before, we've done this before at different places. You get a great team, you get a focus, and you vet your own internal things, and you know where you're headed, and you know, more importantly, what's your best competitive asset. And for us, it's our 90,000 people around the world. And with that, gives me great conviction.
Congratulations on all your success. I appreciate it. That's Oscar Munoz. He's the CEO of United Continental Holdings, best stock in the group. And why not? You just heard why. Mad Money's back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.